Welcome to another episode of Farm to Table, Northern Ontario. Today we're at Family Roots Farm. Ryan, would you tell us a little bit about what we got right here behind us?
So these are our main beds that are left in production, the three of them here. We have lots of lettuce underneath these and going into our tomatoes and our pepper tunnels.
We started with one plot 4 years ago. We thought we'd just see what we can grow. We actually took it to the market, the farmer's market in Sudbury, and we did very well. So this year we decided to add 3 more plots, and we're adding another 5, so we're gonna have 10 plots altogether.
We've just been recently getting into this. This is about a 3 to 4 year project now. So we're just at the point that we're getting into full production. Where we're headed with our farm is to expand our CSA memberships, which will allow us to grow our community approach of what we're trying to accomplish on our farm.
So what is a CSA?
So CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And basically what it is the community supporting us at the beginning of the season by paying a membership, we'll say. And this gives them access to the first harvest of the top quality products throughout the entire season. So the program works where you can either come to the farm to pick up your box or have it delivered to your door.
Okay.
We have received 80 members at the start of the season, and so that we put most of our efforts back into reinvesting into our farm to try to expand that again to double down for next year's season.
So let's imagine you're putting together a box for someone maybe a couple weeks ago or even a month ago. What would have gone into your box?
So our boxes are always seasonally changing, basically, depending on what's available. So in the early seasons, you're going to receive more greens, green onions into all the lettuces. So as you're going into the season, getting a little bit warmer, introducing, the cucumbers and the zucchinis and the tomatoes and so on into the peppers.
So the landscape fabric really frees up the plant to grow and spread and do its thing and take advantage of the soil.
It does.
Absolutely. The main purpose of the landscape fabric was because these 3 beds are brand new. With that being said, very weedy in nature.
Right.
So this is basically the best effort that we could put to not always be on it. We first prepped this bed by putting cardboard underneath it, and then we raised the bed about 4 inches by adding compost to it. It's building the soil over time while we feed right now with granulated chicken manure.
Okay.
So that's what's giving our boost of energy up front. This is being the long-term kind of process of rebuilding the soil around us.
I can't believe the color that you guys have on these peppers, I'll be honest. This one here that fell off, it had a little bit of bottom rot, you called it?
Yes.
So this doesn't make the cut, obviously. So this on the ground, I still think it's beautiful, but the ones that are on the plant have incredible color. They're dark purple, they're radiant.
They come out at a deepest purple possible, and if left on the plant for too long, they'll start to introduce their white.
Okay.
Their white characters. And we found with our local market that at a smaller sized pepper, the flavor is more there and the color is more there, and that's where we found our demand.
Could you tell me a little bit about the stems and the way that these are supported to be able to grow so full?
We've started them when they were very young, and there's a top wire up here that leads down with one piece of twine at every single plant.
Okay.
So as the plant grows, we just start the nature of wrapping it, which allows the plant to just continue it. This being what you would call a sucker from a tomato plant, we remove all the excess growth from the plant to just leave one main leader, and that maximizes the production per plant.
So you've had as many as 40 different varieties growing here at one time?
Yes.
Or over the course of the entire season?
Over the course of the whole season. So we would start with cold hardy crops going into the summer loving crops.
Incredible selection.
It is. It was very ambitious of us. We had lots of success over a lot of the different varieties, but we didn't have some success with others, and that's the nature of what this season was about, kind of narrowing down to the specific produce that will do very well in our climate and within our soils and within our systems and approaches to farming.
You've got a very small footprint.
Yes.
Oh,
From what I can see.
Certainly, and the only way that we're able to remain successful and compete within the markets is by having transitions. So our nursery over there is where we start everything,
Right.
and they spend their majority of the early time frame, and then they get transplanted out in the field, which allows us to have several harvests throughout the same bed. Most of our beds, we aim to have 2 to 3 rotations within the same season.
These are being started for one of your final stages out there, or like what have we got going on right here?
Well, these racks are all dedicated to our microgreen production.
Okay.
So these are our pea shoots. We have sunflower shoots, basil, and then we have garlic chive. But throughout the entire season, this is how we did all our transplants into the farm.
So you get a head start.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way we're trying to stay on top of the game by pushing what is necessarily the standard within the industry, basically.
Right, and really well established roots so that when you do the transplant.
Exactly. They've already had
Nice.
quite a good season already.
What a great thing that you're doing here. I mean, the name Family Roots, you're pretty sincere with that, about wanting to reach out to people through your CSAs, through showing the farm, but also through maybe even doing a little bit of education you were mentioning.
Yeah, so our long-term project on the farm is not only to raise and to provide high-quality produce, but is to be able to hopefully teach fellow farmers how to make profit on a scale of our nature. At our mass scale, we can feed maybe like 300, 400 families tops, and that's quite a lot, but that's
Sure.
not even a dent in Sudbury's population. So in reality, we need quite a few more farmers, hopefully looking at quality, and that would be kind of our long-term approach, is maybe to come up with a course or some way to be able to give back to the system. Next year, we're hoping to create a kind of a how-to garden videos that is able to create, let's say, maybe a 10 by 20 plot and maximize the production off that for a family. And we're hoping to maybe be able to feed, a family of 4 for a set season off of this course, be able to get their supplies through us and have quality products for themselves.
Awesome stuff. You know what? Family Roots Farm. I'm inspired. I'm looking forward to doing that, and I'll be watching for those videos for sure.
Perfect. We hope you are,
Thank
Craig.
you.
Thanks for coming around.
Yes.